Breaking news, and it's news many people have been waiting to hear for quite some time. Multiple reports tonight say Washington Commanders owner Dan Snyder has agreed in principle to sell his team.
Their reports say the deal is worth a record amount for an NFL team, and the reported buyers are a group headed by Philadelphia 76ers owner Josh Harris. Now, that contract still needs to be signed, and the sale has to be approved by NFL owners. But all signs are pointing to there being a new owner of the Commanders.
We have team coverage of this big breaking story tonight, beginning with our sports director, Darren Haynes. And we know, Darren, you've been staying on top of this story from the start. What are your sources telling you today?
Yeah, Zoe, you know what? Here's the latest information from my sources. This is what they're telling me about this Commanders sale. First, I can confirm the Josh Harris Group is nearing a deal to purchase the Commanders from current owner Dan Snyder. But the deal is not done yet. Another source tells me the first bid the Harris Group placed was for $5.8 billion to purchase the team, which would set an NFL record for the most expensive sale in global sports history. And according to a third source, Dan Snyder's asking price is still $6 billion. Now, the sale comes as the NFL continues its second investigation into allegations of sexual harassment made by Mr. Snyder and financial improprieties. But if Dan Snyder accepts Harris's $5.8 billion bid, the deal will then be submitted to the NFL. The league's finance committee would then review the deal, and at least 3/4 of the 31 NFL owners would have to vote in favor of the sale. That can happen as early as May 22nd, that's next month, during the NFL owners meetings in Minneapolis.
All right, so the key here is it's not a done deal as of yet, but we're getting close.
Yes.
All right, Darren, thank you.
People are certainly treating this as if it is. So I guess the next question is, who is Josh Harris and the rest of his star-studded ownership group? We bring in our chief investigative reporter, Eric Flack, for that part of the story. And Flack, you know, we've been talking about this all day. This ownership change really reshapes the history and possibly the trajectory for a lot of people on this team.
Well, let's put it in perspective. The franchise has had 3 owners in its 90-year history: George Preston Marshall, Jack Kent Cooke, and Dan Snyder. And it now appears the team is on the verge of getting 3 more owners. So let's give you 3 things you need to know about each of these bidders for the Washington Commanders, starting with Josh Harris. He was born in Chevy Chase and attended the Field School in Northwest. He has a net worth of $6 billion, according to Forbes. Harris is managing partner of the Philadelphia 76ers. He also has stakes in the NHL's New Jersey Devils, the NFL's Pittsburgh Steelers, and the English Premier League's Crystal Palace Football Club. Mitchell Rales is also local. He's from Montgomery County. He currently lives in Potomac. Forbes puts his net worth at $5.7 billion. Rales is perhaps best known for the Glenstone, a modern art gallery he and his wife Emily own in Potomac. And then there's the Magic Man, Magic Johnson. He's an NBA Hall of Famer with the Los Angeles Lakers. He has an estimated net worth of $600 million. He has a small ownership stake in the Los Angeles Dodgers and LA Sparks. Magic was recently quoted as saying, "I got a ring in every sport, but I need a Super Bowl ring." As a Commanders fan, I hope he gets it.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. What's also interesting that you just mentioned about Josh Harris is that he would, if this goes forward, have both ownership in the Commanders and still that stake in the Steelers team.
Yeah, but I think that stake in the Steelers team is a minority stake, and I don't know if there are NFL bylaws that would ask him to do something with that stake. We'll be digging into that in the coming days.
Absolutely. All right, Flack, thank you. Certainly people in this town have strong opinions on Daniel Snyder. You can just go on social media. We're not going to read them to you, but a lot of them welcome these reports that he has agreed to sell the team.
I saw a guy walking along H Street today in a Commanders sweatsuit, and it's hot out. So I'm like, really? You must be
he's
excited.
Bringing the heat.
Right, that's right. Our Bruce Lee Shannon has been talking to Commanders fans today.
A stunning spring day here in Navy Yard. Some folks think this should be a new regional holiday. The day our once beloved football team was finally delivered from purgatory.
Dan Snyder's a really atrocious human being. Very happy that he'll be out of our lives. Hopefully it puts the Commanders on a new path.
Hope springs eternal, but now folks really feel inspired. Hobie Harris is a Nationals relief pitcher from Dallas and more a fan of the Cowboys, but dreaming of a revival of the Washington-Dallas rivalry that has fizzled with the Commanders' record.
As a new resident of DC, it'd be cool to experience that, the building or rebuilding of a historical franchise. I think that'd be cool to be a part of. And again, for me, being from Dallas, it'd be cool to be able to see that rivalry come back to fruition and see it on a bigger stage. I think that'd be awesome.
Kevin Franklin was unloading wine cases, wearing his Washington sunglasses, and dreaming of the future.
It's been a long time. We need to go to playoffs, Super Bowl, and everything else.
$6 billion sounds like a lot.
They're not worth it?
Based on their record, I would say no.
Cheers, sweetie.
Phil Ward was visiting with his 2 daughters from the UK. He's a football fan, and even in London, he has heard of Washington's owner.
I know very well how bad Dan Snyder is for you all. I'm happy as an Eagles fan, but he's so bad.
Dan Snyder hasn't won anything since he's been the owner. Redskins were a proud franchise with 3 Super Bowl wins, and now they're nothing.
What was perhaps most surprising to me was how tough it was to find people here on the street who were even paying attention to the team. That's a huge change from 24 years ago, but perhaps it will change with a new ownership group. At Navy Yard, Bruce LeShan, WUSA9.
Can only go up from here, right? All right, so we have the buyers, we're close to a deal, but how exactly does this all work? Darren touched on this a bit, so let's verify what it takes to become an NFL owner. Our sources, Jody Balsam, who spent a dozen years as an NFL counsel and an NFL spokesperson. Now, the principal buyer is on the hook for at least 30% of the purchase. A bid cannot be made up of more than 25 people, nor can it include debt over $1.1 billion. One last thing, you're going to need to be popular with billionaires. Deals need to be approved by 3/4 of NFL owners.
All right, now let's send it over to Eric Flack for how this is all impacting the push to build a new Commander Stadium. Eric?
AD, well, let's start here. Josh Harris is already trying to build a new arena for one of his other teams. Harris, a managing partner of the Philadelphia 76ers, is pursuing a new state-of-the-art sports and entertainment arena in downtown Philly known as 76 Place. Worth noting, Harris's plan calls for the $1 billion arena to be privately funded with no city subsidies. Now, there's been virtually no momentum for using tax dollars for a new Commanders stadium. It's unclear if that would change in D.C., Maryland, or Virginia once Dan Snyder is no longer associated with the team. But just a couple hours ago, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser weighed in on the Commanders' sale and the team's potential return to the district.
We're not surprised. We know that this has been pending for some time, and we know that this is a very valuable team. It will be even more valuable when it comes home to Washington, D.C.
About 3:30 this afternoon, Maryland Governor Wes Moore weighing in on the issue, issuing this statement to WUSA9. Governor Moore is excited to start the next chapter in the long-standing partnership between the team and the state. If this purchase is approved by the NFL, the governor looks forward to meeting with the new owners to hear their vision for the future of Commanders football. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin added in his own statement any future plans with the Commanders should have the best interests of Virginia taxpayers at heart. Just this afternoon, I spoke with a Northern Virginia government official working on a potential stadium deal there. He told me it's way too early to know if the Harris Group's ownership will impact the location of the team's new stadium and how. I did ask that person specifically, have you had any discussions with Josh Harris or anyone associated with his ownership group? The response, I can't comment on any conversations that we've had. Guys?
Well, that says it all, doesn't it?
It does.
All righty. Let's get to the fan reaction. I mean, you know, we just need to keep it real, right? Yeah. Let's get to the fan reactions because they don't speak in cloaked words. Josh Harris's NHL team, the New Jersey Devils, are playing the Caps tonight at the Capital One Arena.
Yeah, Charlotte McBride is there now live where DC sports fans are pretty much telling it like it is. What are they telling you, Charlotte?
Yeah, they're certainly not holding back, certainly telling it like it is, as you said. So, yeah, we're here at Fan Appreciation Night just outside Capital One, as it's the final game of the season for the Washington Capitals. And as you mentioned, taking on the New Jersey Devils. And who owns the New Jersey Devils? Well, none other than Josh Harris. So I caught up with some Commanders and Caps fans, but I also caught up with a New Jersey Devils fan who says this is a very good thing for the Washington Commanders. Have a listen.
I'm not a huge football fan, but all my friends who are very happy. I think there's a lot of frustration with that ownership. So it seems like cause for celebration.
You've heard the news. The sale is imminent. What are your thoughts on Dan Snyder no longer being the owner?
My mom said if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
You heard the news that the current New Jersey Devils owner is now in a process to buy the Commanders. How do you feel about him as an owner?
I think he's been a great owner. He's done a great job with the Devils. You know, for the last 5 years, we haven't made the playoffs. Made a lot of smart drafting moves and decisions, and helped us turn it around. We've clinched the playoffs. We've clinched a home spot. You know, so I'm excited, and the Commanders. You know, hopefully this turns it around from Snyder.
So while this place is packed with Caps fans, obviously some Devils fans making the trip here too, but everyone was talking about the Commanders, Daniel Snyder, and all of this. This has definitely been the talk of the town here. And again, as you heard it from a New Jersey Devils fan, this is a very good thing. Washington Commanders fans, they like Josh Harris as their owner. What a concept, liking the owner of your team, guys.
That definitely stood out. As soon as he was talking like nicely about the owner, I was like, wow.
Changes in the air. Changes in the air.
Thank you, Charla. And you can expect more from WUSA9 on this breaking news.
Yeah, for updates anytime, you can download our WUSA9 app on your phone. You can stream us for free on WUSA9 Plus. It's available for Roku and Fire TV.